Hello guys, my name is Pang and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to acclimate tissue culture plants and how to turn your plants from this to this. So basically I'm going to be talking about how you should grow them and what environment you should set up for your plants and what kind of potting mix I recommend. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, let's talk about a few things about these things. This is a caramel marble and they go for quite a bit of money since they're like the variegated ones. And this is from my lab. It means that I personally, tissue culture this basically. And these babies are selling like hotcakes. I mean, their popularity is kind of like rising in the market. They have been considered as a rare plant for a long time, and the price was a lot higher back then when the pandemics, but right now it's much more affordable, and this is probably one of the plants that I love the most, and you should probably get it. That. And I'm gonna be unbagging this and teaching you how to acclimate and not kill the plants. But I'm gonna be telling you that each species have different preferences of potting mix, and some are harder to propagate and some are easier, like to acclimate. Alocasias can be a bit trickier and monsteras are the hardest for me. What we will need in this session is, of course, a plant and betadine, any brand will work, and some water. And of course, a pot with potting mix. I'll be using coco coir and perlite and some peat moss. I will write my ratio up here. And the reason why I don't really prefer sphagnum moss is I have found a lot of problems using sphagnum moss and plants are growing slower than they should. I found peat to work well with tissue culture plants and seeds. So that's what we're gonna be using. And this is Povidone-Iodine Solution. Basically, you can get it anywhere. And I prefer these over fungicides or anything because I don't really like those things and they can be really harmful if you don't use it correctly. You don't want to touch it and you don't want to inhale those things. And I believe if these things are good for your wounds and like you can touch it and you can smell it, they're probably better off. Plus my plants here, they're not like contaminated or anything. They're clean cultures, so I don't have to be using fungicides. Those things are very harmful to humans and my pets. And these are water. So what I'm gonna be doing is gonna just put a few drops of betadine into the water. Like that. And then I should be stirring it with something. But yeah, whatever. Cut open these things. So one thing you should keep in mind is these things, you see, the agar, the jelly-like substance here. You want to clean it off your plants. If these things don't have roots, they're fine. Philodendrons are very easy to acclimate, so they're gonna even survive without roots or anything. They're gonna be fine, so look at them. Wow. Look at the variegation on these things. I want to have 1,000 caramel marbles without selling it, but that's not like, realistic. And that's the second one. This one tends to have problem. The leaves are burning. I don't know why. So I decided to take it out rather than selling it. So I'm going to be pulling out like that leaves. Those things are not going to do any good. Yeah, that's it. And trust me, they're going to survive. Look at that. I mean, they have small tap roots here. And these are not the typical size that I sell. Normally I will sell ones with roots. And here. And for people who are interested in buying these, you can contact me via my Instagram, Hacky the Farmer here. And I'm gonna be putting these aside for like 10-15 minutes. Let it sit for a bit. Okay, I forgot to mention this, but you should have a clear container like this one to keep the humidity high. You can just use like a small plastic cup, whatever you have convenient. Yeah, look at these things. Okay, so talking about moss, I have been trying moss, but I think I prefer the growth rate of the potting mix here over this one. But these ones are of course better for the sake of exporting because you aren't allowed to use like soily stuff once you're exporting. And these are like, I think a month and a half old. Or maybe even not, like I can't keep track because I have too many plants. But yeah, look at these. One thing I have to tell you before you buy these TC, there are one type of variegated caramel marbles which are highly unstable, and those things are called induced variegation. and they're not gonna give the same vibe as these ones. But the reason why I'm telling you this is not to shame some of the sellers, but you know, I want to really keep the community going, and by doing that, people lose faith in these TC plants. And there's nothing wrong with plants being tissue cultures, and those myths about like these plants being unstable in variegations and these things can revert into greens are like all BS. And these labs, I don't want to call them out, basically some of the labs are selling induced variegation to the buyer, and they know wholeheartedly that these plants are gonna all revert to green, and these people are killing their own business. And so therefore, yeah, I'm not saying that my quality is the best, but I just want to keep you guys like informed, and therefore you don't have to be a big... So yeah, it has been like 15 minutes. Just like poke a hole here, just like that. Make sure that you just wash out off like all your agar, and covering up the root part, like the stem part there, should be fine. Don't worry too much about how the leaves look, they're gonna be fine. Yeah, sorry I don't have gloves, it's gonna be a little bit dirty here. Just like stuff the root in and then cover the root with soil. This is water with some mild fertilizer. I'm just gonna put it back to the box. Put it back. And then you see here, it's like 57 RH. If you cover the lid, it's gonna be around like 90 to 100. So yeah, the key point is to keep it humid so that the leaves can absorb the water through the stomata, the pores of the leaf. And because they don't really have roots, right now they're gonna be relying on sucking water through leaves. But the grown ones, I mean, I'm gonna put it outside. They don't need this amount of humidity anymore. Yeah, if you guys are interested in the updates, just follow me on Instagram or subscribe, and I'm gonna be showing you my updates hopefully soon. See you next video. Bye.